Hey folks, Troy Dooley, the Beachside CEO. I am here with John and Colleen Riddle in Destin, Florida. Actually, Sandestin. We are right here at the Marriott, and I love this. John, it's always a privilege.
Troy, same here.
And I could hang out with you all day long.
Thanks,
you are
Troy.
so inspirational, and always, you got that smile. I don't know how you sleep at night, because that smile just got to radiate.
It lights up. I have to put one of those sleeping masks on.
Then you're good, right?
Good, yeah.
Oh, it's great, you know. It's been fun. We've known each other now a few years. You guys were just getting started with Life Matters when we first met, which was exciting. Richard had told me you guys were here and we were able to connect, and it's been fun. But share a little bit about your guys' background so the viewers get to know who you guys are. Okay?
Yeah, so we've lived in this area for 11 years, and I have my own personal training company that I've had for 10 years. And so I travel and train people in their homes, or we've got a little studio set up at our house and train people there. And then 5 years ago, I came out with fitness DVDs for new moms.
I remember that, when they're pregnant and stuff.
Exactly. So I have a whole pre and postnatal exercise online business. But that's actually how I was introduced to Life Matters, is I was being interviewed for those. And they said, you know, you're so passionate about health and wellness and fitness, I really think you would be interested in these products. And I'm rolling my eyes because if anybody's in the fitness industry, we get approached all the time.
You bet.
And so I'm so thankful that I decided to try it, although I was on the way to the trash can, literally. Like, I had the box and I'm like, oh, let's see what junk's in here. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's clean. Like, I've never seen anything so clean and so packed full of nutrients. So I decided to try it. The rest is history.
What do you think when she started bringing this up?
Well, you know, fortunately, I trust Colleen.
Okay.
And
that's good in a marriage, you know, for some reason.
Yeah. And I know that she knows what she's talking about when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So for me, it wasn't a real big leap, because I knew if it passed Colleen's scrutiny, you know, it was good stuff.
Okay.
So that never really entered my mind. And once I was able to get on the product, I was understanding now what she was talking about.
Now, are you as advocate for health and wellness as she is? I mean, you're not a personal trainer, are
no,
you?
I'm not. I'm an advocate for it, but it's not my, you know, it's like her, I want to say passion.
Sure.
Where she is just, but you know, I try to live a healthy lifestyle, and if someone ever asks me questions about health, things like that, I'm more than happy to help them there.
Okay. Now, was this your first experience with a direct selling network marketing company?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So you had no preconceived ideas or anything?
No. I knew nothing about it.
Okay.
And so when I found that I loved the product, the person who introduced it to me kind of said there was, you know, I could make some residual income, but my plate was so full. I had just come out with those DVDs. You know, I have full-time, own my own business, and he was running his own business. I was like, we can't do one more thing. But then what happened was I was just telling people because I was feeling so great. And then I thought, when people kept saying, well, how do I get some? I thought, she told me there was a way I could actually make some money with this.
That came back up.
I read that book, The 4-Year Career.
Yep. That's this one here.
Yes.
And this is by your CEO, Richard Brooke,
yes.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that book is amazing. If you guys haven't read it, it's so good. It just gives an overview of what network marketing is all about. Like, no hype, no nothing, just this is the way it works.
True.
And I read it and it made complete sense. I'm like, wow, I'm already basically doing the business. I was already using the products and I was already telling people about them, recommending it.
You bet.
The only thing I wasn't doing was asking people to take a look at what I was doing. So it made sense, and I saw how I could leverage myself, because as a trainer, I always traded time for money. If I wasn't training clients, I wasn't making any money. And I thought, wow, here's products that I'm loving anyway. This makes sense.
Well, and we need to clarify something, and we've talked about this off camera. It wasn't like you're training just me and then the rest of your day is let's just sit back and get a suntan. I mean, you've got multiple clients, so your body, your mental state, you've got to stay pretty hyped up.
Oh yeah.
All through this, correct?
Yeah, I can't show up to a client and be like, I'm not really in the mood today, do some more. You know, I got to bring all my energy and focus on that person for the hour, and then I go to the next person for the next hour. So when I was doing that full time, I was training 5 to 7 people in a day, and I traveled to them, so that's a long full day. And I always said I would always make time for myself to work out too, because I'm a huge believer in practicing what you preach.
You have to.
So
that would make total sense.
Yeah. And then she was exhausted when she got to me. So all that energy that she was using on everybody else, you know, I didn't get that how. So that's been really nice.
I'm done. Don't talk to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Leave me alone.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That would be a little rough, no doubt. But it's also, I think the mental state has to be a little crazy, because it's not like you just go and train people and tell them don't talk. I mean, you're building a relationship with those clients, or they wouldn't come back to you.
Yeah, and they trust me, and you know, the closer I get to them, you know, I always joke with John, I didn't realize I was going to have to be a psychologist. You know, because people, there's a lot of issues that come along with maybe if they're overweight. There's reasons why, and we talk through that. You know, that it's not just, you know, I'm a huge advocate of educating people as well, because I tell them, you can come to me and I can kick your butt all day long, but unless you are doing something outside of me, you're not going to have that long-term health that you want. And that was one of the things that I really aligned with Life Matters, is one of their major cornerstones is profound education. Educating our customers about what's going on in our food industry and why supplementation is so important.
Well, it is too.
Yeah, because it's not just a matter of here, take this. It's a matter of why would you want to take this. And then when you make that decision for yourself, it's different. You know,
and you bring that up, John, but I think that's why people fail. Is because they think, okay, this is a magic pill, I'll just take this and well, nothing's happening, and then they quit. They don't realize, okay, this is a full life change. It's Life Matters, for a little pun there, but I mean, it really is every piece of their life. And you would see that as a trainer, because you're getting that mental state that they're in. And
absolutely.
And I've seen it with my own family. I've got a boatload of girls, let alone guys, but the girls especially, if they're overweight, it affects every bit of their personality, because they know they don't want to be that way, but yet they are at certain times. So I can see where that would be a mental drain, a physical drain, you know, and I can see why when somebody brought you a product, if you're in that industry, it's like, yeah, right. Because I'm that way. I'll get products in the mail all the time. Hey, man, will you promote our product? And it's like, there's nothing here. It's a white baggie. No, we don't do that. You know, I mean, you know, it's just weird the way people just think. And then when you finally get something good, it's like, okay, this really has some power behind it. This is clean, it's fresh, and with you guys, one thing I've noticed, you don't use a lot of plastic, and when you do, it's non-GMO. I mean, it's a very recyclable. You guys really live at every facet of the business a true green, clean lifestyle, and that's amazing to me, because so many don't do that. To them, it's just a marketing ploy. It's not a lifestyle, you know, that's there. That's why I really like the name Life Matters, because I think that can be utilized in everything. You know, it's just the way life is. But you guys were there in the beginning.
We were.
Most people don't realize in business that if you're not an innovator or an early adapter, that you get to come in when everything's perfect. You guys were at the bottom of the bell curve type deal. What are some of the struggles that you guys had to go through entering into a company that's a baby company at the time?
Well, first of all, our sponsor was not here, so we didn't have a lot of hands-on touching.
Hands-on, one-on-one?
Right, none of that. Let's see, some of the systems have changed over time. You know, that's one of the great things about Life Matters is they see a problem. It's not something they just let fester. They go in, fix it, and we move on. And that's one of the best things that Richard's always told us. You can always expect change, because we're always going to be striving to be better.
And they listen to the field. They actually value our input. One of the problems was the product didn't taste good in the beginning. You know,
I wasn't going to say that, but
being honest, And now, oh my gosh, it's so delicious. I'm just talking about the Life Shots. The vibes always taste amazing. But the Life Shots, you know, they kept working on it. They knew it was powerful and extremely good for you, and you felt a result. But some people just couldn't get past the taste. So they went to work and they continued to tweak it, and now it's a home run.
Well, it tasted better going down than the belch that would come up down the road. I'll tell you that much, because it's like, whoa, Richard's going to sell this stuff, is he? You know, it's
that's how it started. And now, to taste it now, you're like, wow.
It is amazing. And you can tell a night from day. You know, in that product. And that was the flagship. And that was just a pixie stick. I don't know if you
I got one right there.
Yeah, right there. That's it. It was, because that's what amazed me too. And I'm gonna this came out right at the end of what I call the juice wars. And all these guys had these big glass bottles. Shipping was outrageous. And then Richard brings this out, and it's like, oh dude, this is like, you can carry it everywhere. You don't have to worry about the TSA in the airport or any of that
Right.
stuff, and it was very simple to get in.
Yeah.
You know, I thought, oh, this is just perfect. And I went back to, okay, my packaging is very tight, it's very small, I want to live a green life, we want this to be right. And he doesn't waste, look at that, he doesn't waste anything on marketing.
Oh, yeah,
Marketing's
yeah.
everywhere. I love that
Right.
thing.
Marketing is
Yeah.
awesome.
But the product's good. My mom's been on that product before the company launched and is still on it today.
Love
You
that.
know, and she will tell you her clarity now, and she's had some mental issues over the years. So the clarity that she has, you know, to be able to go through a emotional situation, no matter what it is. My mom can be very emotional, so
Right.
she could stub her toe and it will become a major event. Okay. But when my dad passed away, if she's had any type of surgery or stuff, she'll tell you, look, I can take my life shots and I just feel calm. I feel like all the ingredients that are in there just keeps me totally focused. And I thought, wow, that's great. And I've lived with her for 52 years. Well, I don't live with her. Trust me, I'm not that weird. But, you know, I've been 52 years as my mom. I've
Right.
seen all those ups and
Yeah.
downs. So, you know, she's 74 years old.
Right.
And it's like, okay, Mom, I'll make sure that Richard sends you some product. We'll have it to you every month. And it's worked. So it's been fun to watch the product mix start to evolve, you know, but yet stay true to that core competency of we want people's lives to change. We don't just want to throw some kind of crap
Yep.
in there and make a little bit of money. We want something real. And I think that's what really drew you guys then, and that's what keeps you now.
Absolutely.
Is
Yeah.
they've stayed true. What are some of these other products that you have now?
Yeah, so this is LS Vibe. So this is our meal replacement. So this is actually what I have every day for lunch. And I've never found a meal replacement that A, tasted good, B, was clean, meaning no artificial anything, sweeteners or anything, and that would keep me full. So this is plant-based. It's 20 grams of pea protein. And what that does is pea protein is slower releasing, so it keeps you fuller longer
Okay.
versus like a whey. And then it's got 7 vegetables in here. So it's got broccoli and kale and collard greens, and you can't even taste it.
I didn't believe that because
Yeah.
chocolate and vanilla, and it's got all these green
Yeah.
stuff in it. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, what's that
Yep.
going to taste like?
And then it's non-GMO. You know, that's crazy what's going on with
Now,
that
what
food.
is? Tell me about this because I'm an outsider. You guys know me. I'm steak and potatoes, so this has all been new to me. But what
Right.
is GMO? What does that mean?
All right, go for it. Yeah.
So it's genetically modified organisms. So they're taking things like corn, for example, and they're genetically modifying it so that when insects eat the corn,
Right.
that it explodes the insect's stomach. So they're trying to, be more profitable with the crops. Well, if it's doing that to an insect stomach, what do you think it's doing to our stomach?
I only thought that happened when we made it in the moonshine, but
But they're literally genetically modifying our foods.
wow.
And we actually don't even know what's going to happen long term.
Right. There's no
With that.
studies.
Okay, so
No,
because
I
this
mean-
is pretty fresh, we've not had long-term
No.
studies on.
Correct.
Oh wow. Okay.
There's a
Yeah.
great documentary called Genetic Roulette that was extremely eye-opening. It was
Amazing.
like, whoa.
Yeah.
So, all to say that there's a lot going on in our food industry, and we
Okay.
need to be very cautious about what we're putting into our body.
And you guys have none of the GMO
No
type.
GMO in any of our products.
Right, and they're
Okay.
all on the banned substance control group, all been certified. So what is on the product or on the label is actually in the product.
Okay, so this is, I mean, if I had somebody, like my kids are in gymnastics, or if they were in any type of collegiate sport
Yeah.
where they're going to be tested, these would be products that they could take
Exactly.
without any trouble.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's the banned substance control group,
Well, that's
meaning
gotta
it's
cost some
certified
money.
clean. Yes.
Oh yeah.
And that
Yeah.
is one thing that has always impressed me with Life Matters. They put the most elite ingredients in there, and then they go that extra step to get that certification so that people know, because you hear so many crazy stories of people taking supplements and things are in there that
I've got a
aren't
whole
supposed to
series
be.
going on, yeah, because
Right.
I'm watching great kids, and all of a sudden, matter of fact, we just had one that's a tennis player that she's out because
Oh yes, I saw that.
she had been on one that now is a banned substance. But we have seen this happen with other companies where they're on a supplement. It's supposed to be clean, and then they get popped.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's like, oh my gosh, you can't
Yeah.
do this to these kids. This is
Right.
their life. This is their
Right.
dream. And yet what they thought was clean, and there's no 2 or 3 strikes and you're out.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just first
Right.
time in, these kids' lives are changed automatically. So
Right.
to know
Yeah.
we've got a company like this, I think is phenomenal. Do they constantly test to make sure?
Oh yeah,
Every single
batch.
Every batch is tested.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
Wow, that's
Yeah, it's really cool. They bring all the ingredients together and quarantine them, and then check all of the ingredients, and then mix it and check it again. So they do go above and beyond. Absolutely.
But that shows, I think, the commitment level of leadership at the corporation.
No doubt about it.
For a company to be that protective and to protect you guys in the field that way.
Yeah, it's something that I don't even have to worry about. Like, I just know it's taken care of, and I feel so confident recommending it because I know it's certified clean, not just because I can look at the ingredients and look at that it's clean.
Well, it goes back, you said trust. Your clients trust you. Other people are going to trust you. So if it screws up, they're not even going to look at the company anyway. They're going to say, why didn't you know?
Right.
Exactly.
Why'd you recommend this?
Exactly. That makes total sense there.
Yeah. So Life Shots, the little stick that you held up, and Vibe, those are our two core products. So Life Shots is food for your body as far as filling in the gaps that we don't get from our food. So it's packed full of vitamin D and B vitamins and antioxidants, and it has a super absorption rate. So it actually gets down into your cells. So that's what I tell people, fills in what we can't get from our food, because unfortunately our food is deficient these days.
Sure. Because
of the overgrowing of our soils. So even if we try to eat clean and green, we're still not getting all the nutrients. And that was what blew me away, because I was one of those people that thought, I don't need to supplement. I work out, I eat all my vegetables, I eat clean. And so when I took this and I felt a difference, it blew my mind, because I'm like, I got to do some research on this. And then I found out why, because we just can't get everything we need from our food.